Hey, how y'all doing? Coming to y'all from my YouTube channel, True Greatness. Definitely subscribe, view, comment, share this video, share my other videos. Let me know what y'all think. So I wanted to talk about the upcoming NBA season, the 2020/2021 season, and the start date and what I think about the start date. So typically, the NBA season starts mid-October, it ends in June. But obviously, because this year has nowhere near been anything that anybody expected, there was a break and a pause within this prior season, and it wasn't even sure that there was going to be a season coming back this past year, which ended end of October. The NBA Finals was the end of October, or towards the end of October 2020. So, the start date for this year is December 22nd. And in a typical NBA season, you have 82 games. Now, with them starting in December, they're going to reduce the schedule to 72. Okay, so that's the backdrop. That's the information. Now, what I found out, and from a business standpoint, makes sense, is that if they didn't start sometime before this year was out, that they would lose upwards of $1 billion, or more with this season. And as Beyonce once said, stuff goes down when there's $1 billion on the elevator. Now, obviously, that was just something funny I wanted to throw in. So yeah, when there's $1 billion involved, you really start to think about things a little different. Now, it took both sides. I mean, if the players as a whole or the owners as a whole didn't agree together, then the season wouldn't start in December. It would start at another date. So obviously, they all came together and decided, hey, looking at their revenue loss, or potential revenue loss, this is just my guess, in comparison to, okay, yeah, conditional-wise, it'd be better if we would give the players, or the players saying themselves, give us a little bit more time to if you want to say, heal up, and kind of a little bit more rest. Let's start later. But clearly, as a whole, the players and the player union and president had to say, hey, we got to account for the revenue as well. And then you also have to look at it it's not the top end players. And I mean the top end players that would be, who has all these endorsements and all that stuff, that really be affected by losing some millions or anything like that to their salary because of the endorsements they had and so on and so forth. But you got to think about the other half of the NBA that doesn't have that type of money, and how that could, affect their salary and affect them in a different way. So I think altogether, obviously, well, not I think that part. Obviously, altogether, they came together and decided on this December 22nd date. So when you look at the numbers, when you think about the possible reasoning on both sides, I get why they started before this year's out. But again, I thought, to be completely fair to those teams, especially who played late into the bubble, whether that's NBA Finals, conference finals, anything like that, it would be better if the players had a little bit more time to rest and they would start early next year sometime. But again, when you look at it, they're looking at it two ways. They're going to reduce the schedule to 72 games. They're also looking at, if they reduce the schedule in the next NBA calendar season, they can get back to 82 games, which then gets back to their full revenue, all that type of stuff. In the end, I can see it from that. Let me phrase that. I'm not surprised by the outcome. I'll put it like that. So, as an NBA fan, and a basketball fan, am I excited to see the game come back sooner than what would have been expected? Yes, no question. But like I said, I initially thought, because it was between December or like I think mid-January, and for player rest sake, I was wanted to see it go more towards that January date. But if you're looking at it financially as a whole, and the money that would have been lost as a whole, it makes sense that they started in December. And again, that's two choices, to each his own, but that's what collectively was decided. So that's sort of where I'm thinking, where I'm coming from with it, and we'll see what happens, because obviously, COVID's still going on, which, as a believer, as a man of faith, I refuse to lose hope that a cure, safe vaccine, will be coming, and that this will get under control. I refuse to believe anything else, and that's not because I'm having sole faith in man. That's because I'm having faith in God, and I'm having faith that He has given people the ability on this earth to make the right decisions and make good decisions. So that's a little side thing I wanted to say. But to close out the purpose of this video, and referencing the upcoming season, this is about the outcome I thought it was going to be. So let me know what y'all think. What do y'all think about the start date that there is? Do you think it should have been a different start date? Are you cool with the start date it is? Or does it not matter? So yeah, talk to y'all again. Have a blessed one, and peace.